Do you know what I do not enjoy? I do not enjoy standing around on Ash Twin, waiting for the sand to bleed off so that I can finally start exploring and doing the things that I need to do. It's not great for me, it's not great for anybody watching because there's nothing to do on Ash Twin until everything gets bled off. And yet, that is what we are going to have to do today. Hello YouTube, hello Internet. I am Zeigler Jaguar, and hopefully I have fixed my microphone issues. Last episode everything came through really choppy, so I changed a bunch of my settings, I tested it a few times. At least in all my tests, I was coming through clear even when I talked as fast as I possibly could. So, here is hoping that that will carry forward. Unfortunately, I won't know. So if I'm coming through choppy again, I won't know until I actually get to watch the VOD back. So if I'm coming through choppy again, forgive me. This is my first ever LP, and hopefully it will continue to improve. If you've stuck with me this far, you've stuck with me through some a variety of pretty goofy audio issues. Still can't believe that I was recording through the Steam Deck's external, or rather internal mic at the beginning for like the first 7 episodes. Alright, let's go. So, here's what I'm thinking. We've still got to clear up some stuff at the vessel. And as is tradition, I think we're going to start in Dark Bramble. But on our way, we're going to swing through the Black Hole Forge and raise it. And then we're going to go to Dark Bramble, find the vessel, and see if I can find what I was missing. And then, maybe we'll have enough time left to book it to Ash Twin and teleport before the loop ends. All of this assuming I don't get anglerfish munched along the way. Boom! There goes the orbital probe cannon. Alright. It's going to require top speed and not adhering to the tradition of getting munched by an anglerfish on my first loop every single time I try to do this. Alright. First things first, Black Hole Forge. Where are you, Brittle Hollow? I should really know this by now. Brittle Hollow, there you are. Oh gosh, no, don't. Right away. Right away we get damaged. My autopilot is so bad at getting away from Timber Hearth. Alright, settle down, settle down. Fire those retro rockets. Don't go crashing into Brittle Hollow, preferably. Good. Oh, right. This is not... I always mix up... Jesus. I'm off to just my absolutely most fantastic start as usual. Alright, here we go. Everything's damaged already, and that's just fine. Where are those? Where's that meltwater? Oh, I'm so blind. Great, hurt myself while I'm at it. You know what? Maybe we won't actually go to Dark Bramble this loop. I've already messed shit up. Maybe I'll just spend that extra time repairing my ship. I think Dark Bramble, or whatever I missed in the vessel, is going to require a whole dedicated loop, because I don't want to get halfway there and then have the world explode. Alright, raise the forge. Good. Part of me wonders if there's some secret way up there, or maybe one that opens later on, but we're not going to mess with that. Oh, yeah! Oh, we're just doing great. Nope. Oh, for crying out loud. Well, you know what? That's fine. This is leaving plenty of time for sand to bleed off of Ash Twin. And it won't be anywhere close by the time we get back there. I wonder if this was a nice place to live once upon a time. I mean, the black hole was always there, so it can't have been that nice. Had to have been a stressful existence. I guess people learn to live in inclement environments. The Nomai seem to have been pretty comfortable with it if they built all of this. Alright. Where's the exit? Over there. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and say not enough time to get to Dark Bramble, especially because I've got to do some ship repairs. I mean, doesn't really matter, but I'd like to not have a bajillion warnings blaring on my HUD. Cockpit, damn, 25 hours plus of playing this game, and I'm still a doofus. Alright, there we go. Cockpit repairs. I get everything? Landing kit. You know what? I don't care. To the twins. Where are they? That way. What are you? Oh, hi, Timberhearth. Gonna have to go to the other side of the sun for this. Yep, I'm thinking we are just gonna have to sit around on Ash Twin for a while. Beach day. So, when we do manage to make it back to the Black Hole Forge, priority number 1 is not to jump, because we are adhered to the ceiling, and if we jump, we will lose that adherence, and gravity will take over, and we will plummet to the heart of the Hanging City, which we do not want. But there are some exciting things to explore there. There was Nomai writing. It looked like I could actually get inside the forge itself. So hopefully we find everything and we don't get left with there's more to explore here. Then, if we manage to pull all of that off, what would be absolutely fantastic is if we could then warp back and then get to the sun station, because that is really critical. I think what got me about Ash Twin for so long was I was focusing on these big, crazy looking, they look like the things from Stranger Things, the monsters. I was focused on those for so long that, oh hey, look. Are we already, oh, we're already in pretty good shape as far as sand bleeding off. Let's go. Some of these are already open. Perfect timing. Okay, this is the twins, but this is not the one I want. I want the Brittle Hollow one. Oh, and I don't want to get murdered by sand. So which one was Brittle Hollow? Now I need to remind myself of that. Don't get dragged. This is spiky, so this is the sun station. But it's broken. That'll be another puzzle we have to solve. I'm pretty sure I've solved it before, though. Let's just follow the sand, because if we follow the sand, we won't have to get out of its way. Alright, these are the twins. One of them just sends me over to Ember Twin, which wasn't anything particularly special. But the one that sends me to Ash Twin might send me to where that project is, which would be special. This one's still bleeding off. Alright, so here's something I didn't notice. Some of these bleed off before others. Do I dare try and just take one of these thinking I'll be able to return? Well, I might be wasting time, but I haven't done this one. And this seemed important. Well, except here's the problem. I'm already on Ash Twin. How am I going to warp to Ash Twin when I'm already on Ash Twin? That doesn't make much sense. If I stand here, will I warp anywhere? Let's just stand here for a loop. We're waiting for sand to bleed off anyway. But it doesn't make much sense. I know when I was over there, I warped to Ember Twin. This is set up to warp me somewhere. There's the sun. I think we're probably going to pass through a whole loop, and I'm not going to go anywhere. So this is still another puzzle I'm going to have to solve. How to warp to Ash Twin when you're already standing on Ash Twin. Curious. Let's just make sure we pass through every planet here and I'm not missing something. Giant's Deep. I mean, they built this tower for a reason. It's gotta go somewhere. Yeah, yep. There goes Ember Twin. There goes Brittle Hollow. There goes... Oh, no, 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 no! Why? Frick! Ah! Whoa. Okay, Whoa. That was a mistake. I didn't think the sand... Ah! I can't get away from the sand! Oh, God! Oh, God! Oh, God! Okay. Alright. I've made a terrible mistake. Oh my God, I'm so low on fuel, too. Is there any... Am I going to be able to boost over there? Oh, wait a minute. Here. This return pad is charged. Can I use this? Out of curiosity? Or... Well, hold on. Oh, no. It doesn't say return pad charged. Oh boy! All right. Do I have enough to boost back to Ash Twin? Hang on. 3 minutes oxygen room. Oh, this is just great. This is just great, Zeigler. You ninny. You've done it again. I think it was the other pole. Oh, that's Brittle Hollow, where Feldspar left fuel. Alright, here goes. We're just gonna have to make a heroic attempt to boost ourselves over to Ash Twin. No! Oh my God! Can I make it there? Come on, get caught in the field. There's my ship. Come on. Get back to the ship. My ship isn't getting grabbed. I can get back there. Fuel level extremely critical. Yes! I did it. Oh my God. Alright. Extreme note to self. While standing in the towers representing the twins, you can still get grabbed by sand. Alright. Okay. So, after that little stupid adventure, have to believe that plenty of sand has bled off now, so I should be able to find the brittle hollow one, as I was always intending to add. Ow! That was a really bad smack in the face. Alright. So this one is stacked. Is that because... now I'm trying to remember. Oh, wait, no, this is Timber Hearth. Okay. The one that goes to Brittle Hollow has a note on a second level saying, we just got stuff from the forge. This is all jaggedy. I think this is the one. Yep, alright. And go. That is not Brittle Hollow. That is definitely not Brittle Hollow. That is. Alright. Zeigler, you are expressly forbidden from jumping. Do not jump. We're going to start looking at things. Black Hole Forge. Left 30 meters. Departure time. Yup. Return pad charged. Let's go over here. Ooh. Okay. Exit to surface. Okay, not yet. Black Hole Forge. Okay. We did all of this. Let's, for the love of God, let's go actually look inside the forge, because that's the whole reason we raised it. And that was so critical. Before I do anything else, let's step inside the forge. And I think once I do, I can't possibly... Warning, be cautious. Yep. Alright, we're inside the forge. We can go up, right? There we go. Ooh, Nomai statue. Hello. Are you gonna look at me? No? Alright, what have we got? Lots to explore here. Where am I taking this first black hole core, and where am I taking the rest of them when they're ready? All of the warp towers are being constructed on Ash Twin, so the black hole cores will go there. My gratitude. Poke Clare, I'm leaving for delivery. I'll send Yarrow your regards. Poke, I'll return to the forge shortly. I'm going to catch up to Root and help him deliver the first core to Ash Twin just to make sure Yarrow receives it. Of course you are. Oh, right. Those are the two who, Clarion. Yeah, I seem to remember that those two are tight, or has a crush. The white hole cores are for the warp... Ooh, this is important. The white hole cores are for the warp receivers. Each of the 6 receivers are being constructed at different locations, so those deliveries will be a greater pain in your cervical spine. The white hole cores are for the warp receivers. Okay. The tower designs in the high energy lab on Ember Twin reveal each receiver's locations. Ask Yarrow. Okay. That's not new, necessarily. Regarding the warp towers on Ash Twin, does each tower have to be perfectly aligned with the center of the astral body to which it's tuned? I enjoy precision as much as the next Nomai, but if, for example, a tower's base were to shift even slightly, that tower might no longer align with its astral body. More accurately, I enjoy precision as much as the next Nomai, provided the next Nomai is not Poke. We don't need the alignment angle to be exact, it only needs to be within 5 degrees of the astral body's center. Of note, this gives us a slightly longer warp window. I imagine this window will last roughly several seconds. As such, any Nomai stepping onto the warp platform during the active window will be immediately warped. We will need to be careful around the platform for the duration of the time it's active to avoid accidental transportation. Yes, Poke, that did happen to me. Okay. Anything else here? Oh, we got this projection stone that I could bring out. Oh, wait. Here's more. Another scroll. Drop it. Pull this one out. Drop it. Put this one in. What else have we got? Oh, wait. Hold on. Whoops. Put it right back in. This one. What do we got? Of note, Yarrow believes he spotted a flaw in the warp tower designs, namely that one of the warp towers on Ash Twin will never activate because its warp receiver will never align overhead. Ha! Yes, I was ahead of that, Poke. The one to Ash Twin itself. This is critical. Does your romantic interest think a warp tower's alignment point is its receiver? Does he not know that a warp tower always aligns with the center of its corresponding astral body? I'm not sure I follow this, Poke. Warp tower's alignment point is its receiver, so what? That isn't an unreasonable belief, given the receiver does have to be located on or in close orbit around the relevant astral body. I'm gonna have to read this a few times. I seem to recall that was your understanding of warp technology at first. Yarrow understands the distinction. He likely doesn't realize the Hourglass twins are so close together they function as a single astral body with a shared alignment point in between them. Okay. So, is that the point being that if I go to the Ash Twin one and then look at the Ember Twin... Yeah, but that's the moment when the sand comes by. I did that. One of the warp towers on Ash Twin will never activate because its warp receiver will never align overhead. Right. Warp tower's alignment point to its receiver always aligns with the center of its corresponding astral body. This is tricky to parse. Okay. I might have to borrow my ship's understanding of that. Alright, what if I go here? Where are we going? Is there more? Oh, whoops. Hold on. Oh, that just gets me up here. That's literally just a little helper to get off of there. Okay. Alright, we found this projection stone as well, so let's go put that in. Oh, we're back to the no jumps ever area. What do we got? I have good news, Yarrow. The advanced warp core is ready to be installed in the central chamber of Ash Twin. I am extremely interested in this. No, it isn't! Okay. Is everything well at the forge? The core's durability could still be improved. I need more time. Ignore her, Yarrow. The core is finished, and if my sister tells you otherwise, then she will be finished as well. Wow, that's dark, Clary. You probably don't mean that how it comes off, but don't worry, love. Poke is only nervous. The core is extraordinary, and her design work is beautifully clever. Clary and Yarrow. I'm intrigued, love. Everyone here working on the Ash Twin project is excited to see it. Pi is beside herself with joy. Okay. Let's see, this is the advanced warp core is ready to be installed in the central chamber of Ash Twin. Alright. And I have a feeling this is just going to show me creepy masks. God, that gets me every single time. The musical sting sucks. Ah. Alright. Blech. Okay. Now this, heading in this direction, is how I got thrown off before. So let's make sure I've found everything before I try to explore any further. I think there's my return pad if I want to go back. I don't think I went this direction first though, so let's see. Or did I? Oh no, I did. Okay, this has some. Oh right, this I think goes to the surface. If I explored oh, what if I come down here? Oh, okay. This is the way you're supposed to be able to get up to the forge, but it's all busted. Okay, let's try this. Cool. But unfortunate, actually, because the Hanging City is below, but there's no way to get back down, so this may have been a mistake. Hopefully I found everything I needed to. Oh, alright, we're getting Doom music anyway, so... Or we're about to, yep. Well, I think I found... Alright, we're gonna have to go back to my ship to figure out if I found everything there. I'm sincerely hopeful that I did. I'm not entirely sure what the implication is regarding how to get to the Ash Twin Center. There was definitely... They're implying something, but I'm gonna have to see what my how my ship summarizes it. What I really don't want to see is there's more to explore here when I look at my ship. Yeah. I'm just rereading some things. Stuff about the quantum moon. It likes to travel. Well, I think I've got the general idea here. So, next loop, I think, is going to be testing the warp to the sun station. I could have meditated, but I wanted to actually watch a supernova for a change. Alright. Please, please tell me we found everything at the Black Hole Forge. Happy Good Friday, by the way. It is 10:19 in the morning, and I don't have to work. The folks who run my company are fairly religious, so Good Friday is a company holiday, which is nice. I do have a volleyball game later this evening, but for now, nothing to do except explore the solar system and hope we are close to finding everything. Alright, moment of truth here. Let's look at the computer and see if it tells me I found everything. Please tell me I found everything at the Black Hole Forge. Yes! There's no little orange icon, meaning I found everything. A warp... Alright. The warp receiver must be located on... The Hourglass Twins are so close together they function as a single astral body with a shared alignment point. All of the warp towers were being constructed on Ash Twin. The warp receivers were being constructed at different locations. Still not 100% sure what that means I have to do. Alignment angle, ooh. Within 5 degrees of the astral body's center. Longer warp windows. Anyone stepping onto the warp platform during the active window will be immediately warped. Okay. Ash Twin Project. Yeah, alright, I know. I gotta get there. It's so critical. It's like the core of everything. And then there's this as well, the launch module. Who knows where that could be? I never expected to find the tracking module in the core of Giant's Deep. Boy, one more... Wait. What's this question mark as well? Sun Station. Right. Okay. That's what we're doing next. Sun Station next, and then finally we're gonna have to see if we can figure out how to get to the Ash Twin project. There's some implication here about maybe that maybe I only have to step on that warp receiver when it's pointed at Ember Twin, and it will still take me to the core of Ash Twin. But then the sand is a problem. So, oh, there's the twins. Alright, we're gonna have to be waiting for quite a while, though. I know there's still something in the Sunless City, but I don't know. I don't want to know if I don't know if I want to go digging for it. Alright. So, whoa. Too fast. Settle down. Alright. So, we've got a lot of sitting around to do. I've just spotted an email I'm going to need to respond to. So, I might cut this part out. I just need to make sure I leave my ship somewhere where it's not going to get grabbed by the sand. Would one of the poles be good for that? I'm not on one of the poles. I think the sand bleeds from around the equator, but never comes to the poles. I don't know. I know what it does on Ember Twin. Oh, here we go. Alright. Let's just come leave our ship right here. Alright. I'm going to come back in a little bit once sand has bled off, so I will let you know. Alright, we are back. Let's see how we're doing as far as sand reduction. I need to remember how to get into the... we're not very far along, unfortunately. There's a bit of a secret way into the Sun Station Tower. I'm pretty sure I found it before. No, wow. I didn't kill as much time as I really needed to. Alright. Well, here's the Twins Tower. Just do a little exploring. I see. The top of this one's broken. That's how I got sucked out of it. Ah, but if I stand right in here... Ooh, okay. Alright. Do we want to try it? Alright, well, let's try it. This is not what we're supposed to be doing, but... Let's wait for the sand to race by and then dash out onto there and see if it sends me somewhere magically. Creepy masks? Where am I? Okay. We're somewhere. Whoa. Okay, goosebumps. Creepy masks. Yes. What do we got? Received data from previous cycles. 8 minutes, 21 seconds ago. 8 minutes, 23 seconds ago. Okay. Masks receiving data from probe tracking module, Giant Steep memory statue, Timber Hearth memory statue. So this is receiving my data 14 minutes until end of cycle transmission. Interesting. Alright, the masks are bringing in information. Three pieces of information. Let me read that again. Probe tracking module. That's the one we haven't been able to find, right? Oh my god, so much Nomai writing. Alright. What on earth could we be picking up here? Today we finished the excavation of Ash Twin. Here in this space we carved, we will craft our most ambitious project of all, the Ash Twin Project. Powerful enough to send information back in time. How far we've come since our experiments at the High Energy Lab. I can still hardly believe Raimi's hypothesis was true. We've also finished relocating all subterranean plants we met while digging. Subterranean plants. We'll need to keep our eyes on how significantly we've altered the environment here. My god, there's so much. So much. Okay. Poke just sent the warp core for the final tower to us from the Black Hole Forge. Now Ash Twin can be connected with Giant's Deep, where Cassava is working with Avens to craft the orbital probe cannon, and where Phlox is sculpting the memory structures. Yep, I've got all that. Hypothesis. It was not by accident the core of our warp tower was the last to be forged. Hypothesis. The cores could have been forged faster if Cassava had interrupted my work less frequently to ask for updates. The important point is we are all connected through Ash Twin now, and also I'm no longer needed to deal with your shit. Our friends on Giant's Deep tested the orbital probe cannon today. Mallow tells me the cannon is doing well, and that Avens advocates for more launch power. If anyone can coax the maximum power from a device, Avens can. But then if anyone can goad a device into exploding, that too is likely Avens. Perhaps I should check in with the orbital probe cannon crew in the interest of safety. You probably should. They're being stupid. Would it help to remind Avens that Mallow, his love, will be one of the Nomai aboard the cannon, or is Mallow part of the problem? Wow, the music here is intense. This is like final boss music. Phlox and Daz finished the memory tattoos today, and they are truly remarkable. When the Ash Twin project succeeds, or in the event it fails, the memory statues will activate, allowing us to gather more data before we shut down the project. Pi, Idea have worked hard on the Sun Station. It is at last complete. If everything goes as planned, this structure will... What? Whoa! This structure will prompt the sun's explosion. You did this! Which will in turn supply the power the Ash Twin project requires. You guys did this. That was the project's most difficult task in more ways than one. What? You? I feel so betrayed. I thought you guys were being responsible in this solar system. You were literally willing to blow up the sun to find the eye of the universe? You dicks! We're nearly ready to activate the Ash Twin project. Here's what will happen. First, the Sun Station will receive the order to fire at the sun, prompting it to explode. Using the energy from the resulting supernova, the Ash Twin project will send the order for the orbital cannon to fire back in time by 22 minutes. So the supernova... Ooh. And then what? Exactly 22 minutes after these orders are received, the Sun Station will again trigger the supernova to send the probe data from this cannon launched back in time. What is the point? In total, each cycle created by the Ash Twin project will last precisely 22 minutes. We can end this cycle at will. Oh. I see. So they're creating a loop that they know how to turn off when they need to, because it continually resets, and so I get it. So at least they're sure they're not permanently gonna blow up the sun. It's just whenever they figure everything out, they don't need to blow up the sun. These words are difficult to write. The Sun Station did not work. Suppose we redesign the Sun Station. To generate power of that magnitude, a supernova is still our only viable option. This is easier expressed than accomplished. You can wait for the sun to explode on its natural timeline if you prefer, Idea. but you'll need to find some way to halt our aging process. Okay, so they had this all set up. They had this all set up so that they could do it artificially, but they couldn't live long enough. And plus the ghost matter bomb on the interloper killed them all anyway. So now, however, the sun has reached the end of its actual lifetime, and their long-dead plan is being put into motion. I believe we can still find a way to create a supernova, my friend. Don't lose hope. This is the closest we have ever been. The Ash Twin project is theoretically sound. We were only unable to power it. Wow. We are halting our research into creating a supernova for this moment. A comet has newly arrived in the solar system, and we are anxious to explore it. It's been a very long time since we last explored somewhere new, so we're excited to welcome this comet. Oh, Yarrow, I have terrible news for you. Wow. The giant Wallow exposition. Brittle Hollow projection stone. I have good news, Yarrow. The advanced warp twin... No, it isn't. Yeah, okay, we picked all of this, yeah. None of this is new. None of this is new. We grabbed all that before. Timber Hearth projection stone. Is this new? This is new. Gratitude for the latest shipment. Extra set of eyes for this final check. We'd be grateful. The more eyes, the better. The smallest flower opening in the shell that protects the Ash Twin project that lead to disaster. Once we finish the shell that seals off the central chamber, we'll need to ensure there are no longer any physical entrances. Central chamber. Of what? Sorry, of the Ash Twin project. Right. Got it. Okay. No way to get here except the warp. Where are we? What is it? Artificial gravity control. And there's a warp pad over there. Anything we've missed before we start pressing buttons? I'd meant to do the sun station first, but this ended up being... Wow, plot critical. Okay. 11 minutes until end of cycle. Wow, hey, look, a little warning. I have 11 minutes. The plot's finally all starting to come together. What they did... But, is there a way to stop the supernova? I thought maybe this was something that was happening automatically via the sun station, but, it seems like this is still the natural lifetime of our solar system. Alright, what happens if I do this? Artificial grav... we're just pushing buttons here. Artificial gravity control. What's this? You are about to active... Caution, you are about to access the core while the Ash Twin project is active. Removing the core will disable the Ash Twin project. What? Does that end the loop? How am I going to access the core? I'm not sure I want to do that yet. I still think I want to go to the sun station. But I still want to push buttons. The core? Wait. Do I need to turn off this to get there? Hold on. Hold on. I don't think I want to do this yet. Remove warp core. That seems insane. That seems like something that might end the game. So, hang on. Not yet. Not yet. I still need to see the sun station. Let's see if I can get to the sun station now. Oh, here comes sand. Hide. I feel like there's maybe one or two things left to do. And now that I know how to do this, I really want to see what's on the sun station before I do anything else. Is this the sun station one? I think it is. It's got a busted entrance. But maybe the other side? I know I've made it in here before. Yes. Whoa. Easy there. Easy, Harthian. Alrighty. Oh, that's right, though. How the hell? Oh, I got stuck on this before. I got stuck on this because I don't know how to get up there. I never figured this out. To get in there to warp to the sun station, I have to solve this puzzle. Because the plants. Yeah, nothing here gave me any. Yep. I tried boosting around here and this gave me nothing. And I don't think the sand changes anything here. We'll just take a look around, see if maybe as the sand blows through, does anything happen here? I think this tower is fooling me. Alright, well, what the hell then? For lack of anything better to do, let's go back there and see what happens if we... Whoa, too fast. Didn't mean to do that. Oh my god. Didn't mean to do that, but... Hold on. Don't need to warp to the Black Hole Forge. I don't know if I have time in the loop to get back to the Ash Twin Project and try to stop it. Give it a shot, though. I don't know if I have time in the loop. I don't know if I have fuel. Whoa, oh, gosh, no, I feel like Doom music is coming soon. Alright, this is Timber Hearth. This one we can just power right through. Grab some oxygen. Oh, now here's the problem, though. Do I have the fuel to make it to that warp core? Get to the Twins Tower. Quickly, 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 before the sand comes. Got it. Not... Yeah, no, it is this one. Okay. Wait for the sand. And the second it passes by, step on. I'm gonna have to... I don't know if I'm ending the game somehow or what could possibly happen. But I'm nearly dead. I have no fuel. What? Oh. Shouldn't this have warped me? No, was I too slow? Oh no. Oh, I was too slow. By just a moment, I think. I don't know if I'm going to be able to... Nope. Sand's not going to be able to come back before the Doom, I think. And even if it did, I'm not going to be able to race over to that warp core and pull it out. Nope. Okay. Alright. One more loop. One more loop. We're going to go back to the Ash Twin Project. And we're going to pull out that warp core and see what happens. And then if I get like a bad ending or something, or maybe that just ends the game without me figuring out everything, I would be happy to have a bonus episode. I will do a little lookup to see how I get to the things I didn't manage to get to. There goes the orbital probe cannon. You know, I never really watched where that little chute goes. Where does it land? Wonder if there's anything to be had by tracking the direction that that little blue bit goes. Oh, hello, Quantum Moon. What are you doing here? What is that? That's the thing that fired. Hang on a second. We got some time. What if I chase that little blue thing? Wonder if I could track it down. That's the blue thing that fired from the orbital probe cannon. What? Returning to solar system? Wait, no, I don't want to return to solar system. I want to chase the blue thing to the... I can't. Oh, yeah, I'm way out in the nowhere. It's not going to let me chase it. Well, it was an idea. This is the invisible wall. I probably couldn't chase it as fast as I would have needed to anyways. Alright. One more time to Ash Twin. says, caution, you will end the Ash Twin project. I don't suppose. I mean, one thing I never tried is just straight up landing on the sun station. I know there's a way to get there safely, but it seems to be messed up. So maybe I could just make the landing? I mean, as you can tell, I'm not that great. Oh my god, I'm firing in all the wrong directions. Well, while we wait for sand to bleed off of Ash Twin, we're just gonna try to do a crazy-ass landing on the sun station. Jesus. How did I get going this fast? I need to... Alright, we're gonna autopilot ourselves towards the sun. And then we're going to actually slow down our velocity and see if maybe there's a way to safely land on the sun station just with our ship. This probably would take some pretty tricky flying, and I'm not very good at that. But hey, what else do we have to do? As long as we don't blow up. It'd be nice if I could match the velocity of the station. So what did we learn? Let's try to put this all together. So the Nomai had intended to use this project, and the sun station would blow up. The orbital cannon would fire. The sun station would blow up the sun, and there would be a supernova, and that would create a 22-minute time loop that they could explore as many times as possible, that they would then end when they figured they had enough information. I guess does that relate to their search for the Eye of the Universe? So they set this all up, and it was all ready to go, but then the one thing they couldn't do was start the supernova. The sun station wasn't good enough. Uh-oh, uh-oh. No. It's too fast, coming in too hot, quite literally too hot. But now that the sun has reached the end of its natural lifespan, the system they put into play has come into action. Can I just match the velocity of the sun? Oh! Ow! Ember Twin! That was rude. I'm trying to mess around with the sun station here, and you just come... Ooh, alright, there it is. I think the problem is I can't seem to... Wow, I'm getting toasty. Oh, come on. Fly. Fly out from the sun. I didn't mean to get this toasty. Yeah, I don't know about landing on this sun station. I think I would have to use the warp tower, but I don't really know how because there's all these prickle bushes in the way of getting anywhere. I can't even see it anymore. Maybe an absolute masterful flyer could pull this off, but I think by now anybody watching should know that is not me. I can't even find where it is. There it is. Well, I managed to connect with it. I think my ship is, well, I'm still alive somehow. Now I'm not gonna be. What? Okay, alright, fine. Hmm. I really would like to cross off that sun station before I go deactivate the project. Just seems like something I should do, but let's go do it. Let's go find out. All right, we're not no more messing around with anything that could kill us. We're gonna go to Ash Twin. We're gonna sit around until the tower opens. We're gonna hopefully know exactly how we warp. Ash Twin Project. Yeah, oh, interesting, yeah. A hollowed out chamber inside Ash Twin. The energy cables from the surface are plugged into a protective casing. 8 monoliths with no masts attached. 3 are receiving data from the probe tracking module Giant's Deep, which is Gabbro's, and Timber Hearth, respectively, the probe tracking module. The Ash Twin project was designed to use the energy from a supernova triggered by the sun station to send probe data from the orbital probe cannon 22 minutes into the past. It didn't work, but they couldn't power it. There is an advanced warp core. Removing the core will disable the project. Well, I guess that's what we're gonna do. It's just a couple, or maybe I should go find that thing from the vessel first. All right, you know what? We're gonna call it here. We're actually gonna call it this episode here. Next episode could be a finale of sorts. We will start by going to Dark Bramble and finding the vessel. And then we will go back to Ash Twin and pull out the core and see what happens. Thanks so much for following along on this journey. There have been ups and downs in this game, but I think overall it's been very satisfying. I can't wait to muse on it, do some reading online, and put together some of the pieces that I wasn't able to put together on my own. So thank you so much. I've been Zeigler Jaguar, and I will see you next time for what might be the end